And then you can set yourself down. So recline butterfly, again, if you want to lie in the blocks, then you can use them. If you don't have any, or you feel more comfortable even lying on the ground, then please simply do that. So it should feel like your chest is kind of spreading over the blocks and you're opening up through your heart center. And then you can release the arms down, maybe with the palms just facing up. Again, if it's not suitable for you to lie with your feet together and the knees open, then just simply bring your legs back together. So just a comfortable position to begin. And then just taking a few moments, just coming away from your morning. Beginning to be aware of your breath. As you pay a little bit of attention to your breath, try and allow your breath to even out. As the breath smooths out, start to notice your body, just how it feels in this position. If it's starting to feel uncomfortable, then move out of it. If it feels okay, then start to feel any tightness. Maybe you just feel relaxation, but just feel the sensations in your body and just notice them, reacting to them if you need to. Try and allow your body to soften a little bit. Maybe the knees drop down a little bit more, or the shoulders spread a little more. So in today's class, we're going to do a practice in forgiveness. So in yoga, forgiveness is really a practice of letting go. So any kind of hurt or really kind of feelings that we have about regrets about the past, then it's really trying to just kind of release that and allow it just to leave us. And if you don't have to forgive anyone or anything or yourself, then you can just simply enjoy the practice without that awareness. But just being aware of it, trying to use our breath. So a pranayama practice will help us with the feelings of being able to not even to forgive, but to start the process of forgiveness, as well as a deep asana practice. So moving into the postures and kind of deepening that. So when you're ready, we are going to start to move a little bit. So if you are on your blocks, then maybe use your hands, start to press the knees back together. And you could just move over onto your side. So you could roll onto your side, get rid of your blocks out of the way, and then take yourself back onto your back. As you come onto your back, we're going to stretch the legs out in front of you. So we're going to start to warm up a little bit through the core. So start to make it feel like your back is kind of connecting to the ground. And you can spread your arms a little bit. And then as you inhale, we're just going to point the toes just softly on your right leg, just lifting the leg up just to where you can. And on the exhale, we'll flex the foot and start to lower it back down again. We'll change legs. So inhale, just start to lift up just to where it feels good. And then on the exhale, lower it back down. So start to move in your own way. So just try and align your breath and your movement. Keep your hips as still as you can. And again, just move to where you can. And if you want to, you could do this with both legs, but just see how that feels. So just lifting up on the inhale. And on the exhale, slowly lower. If that feels too much, then just simply go back to a single leg. Try not to allow the back to arch off the ground. Try and keep your back nice and flat. Keep your breath flowing. Okay, we'll do two more of these. So again, either the doubles or the single lifts of your leg. And one last time. Okay, from there, we'll start to bend the knees. So we're going to have your feet flat onto the ground, about hip distance apart. We're going to move through our bridge today. So we're going to start just warming up through your spine a little bit. So take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we'll tilt the pelvis a little bit, and then we're going to start to lift up. So maybe through your hips, your lower back. Maybe you move up to your middle or your upper back. Maybe you can press all the way up onto your shoulders. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, we'll start to slowly lay down through your spine again. So from the top of it, moving all the way down through the middle to the lower back, and then down towards your hips again. So we'll do that again. So breathing in, as you breathe out, tilt your pelvis, start to peel your back up off the ground. So taking your time, moving up, breathe in at the top, and as you breathe out, slowly lower all the way down. Again, just taking your own time, moving in your own way. Breathing in, as you breathe out, start to lift back up. And keep an evenness in your body. So through your feet, through your hips, through your shoulders. We'll do one more, so just take your time. When you lower all the way back down, we'll just draw the knees in towards your chest. So just take your time finishing it off. So there's no rush at all, but just make sure you finish off what you're doing. And then we'll draw the knees in towards your chest. So as the knees come in, you can start to move a little bit side to side or forwards and back in any kind of little movements that you want to make. We are going to make our way up to sitting, so you can either roll over onto your side and come up, or maybe just take your hands around the back of the legs and just roll up to the sitting position, just however you want to come up. So we're going to sit in Sukhasana. So this is our easy pose. So again, if you want to sit on a block, then just grab one of your blocks or folded up blanket, anything that will help you to be more comfortable. We're going to do a little breathing practice here. So one of the aspects of our breathing is on the exhale, we kind of let go. So we have that process of forgiveness starting. So we're going to create a little mudra. So we're going to take your left hand, it's just palm up, just with your thumb, just softly against the side of your hand. And we'll place your left hand just between your legs. And then with your right hand, we're going to take the same gesture. So just palm up, just the thumb gently touching, and place it on your right knee. Relax your shoulders down. And you can either keep your eyes open and lower your gaze, or close your eyes. So this mudra that we're doing is called Varada, and it is a gesture of forgiveness. So when you're ready, we're going to start with Samavriti. So we're just going to inhale through your nose, just a nice deep breath, and then exhale for the same count through your nose. So do that again, so just an even, easy breath. And then we're going to create an uneven breath. So we're going to have a longer exhale. So we get that idea of forgiving and letting go on the exhale. So inhale for whatever your count is. So it might be 4 or 5 or 6. And then exhale, but add on either 1 or 2 counts at the end of the exhale. Do that again. So inhale just for your count. And exhale, make it a little bit longer. Do that again, so inhale. So if you're inhaling for 4, then we're going to try and exhale for double that. But again, if it's not suitable for you to do that, then you just modify it, do what you can. Again, just a big inhale. And a longer exhale. Do that twice more, so just take your own time. The Sanskrit word for forgiveness is Shama. And Shama, it doesn't just mean forgiveness and forbearance, it also means patience and kind of not just even a short-term patience, a real long-term patience. So really recognizing that forgiveness is a process and it's not just going to happen. You're not just going to simply forget and forgive. It might take a long, long time. When you're ready, we'll start to open the eyes. You can either go back into your normal even breath and we'll release the hands, or you can come into your Ujjayi breath now. So just whatever you have and whatever you need. Okay, from here, we're going to move to all fours. So we'll take our time just coming around. And as you come onto your mat, just spreading the hands and spreading the knees about hip distance apart. So you've got a nice even position. We'll just start with our cat and cow. So on the inhale, we'll drop the belly, start to lift the chest along. And on the exhale, just rounding in. Again, the breath is now more even. And we're matching our inhale and our exhale. Okay, we'll do one more of these. Again, just take your time to finish it off. And when you're ready, move back towards the center. So forgiveness is really our head, obviously making that choice to forgive, but it also involves our heart. So we're going to do Anahatanasana, so heart melting or puppy dog pose. So keeping your hips over your knees, start to walk your hands forwards a little bit, and then just start to gently press the chest down towards the mat. So without forcing it, slow it down to where it feels right to you. And again, this may take time, so you might just have to easily sink into it rather than pushing yourself all the way in and feeling you've gone too far. So ease into it. Use your breath. Relax. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. We're going to start to move up again. So just take your time again, moving up out of it. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And then this time we're going to tap the toes and we're going to move to downward facing dog. So just in your own time, start to lift the hips up. And again, when you come in here, you might want to move a little bit. You might want to stay still, but just whatever really suits you and helps you. And move back to your breath. So align in your breath. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. We're going to lift the heels up and lower your knees to the ground. Now we're going to do a little flow with this Anahatanasana. So when you're ready, we'll walk the hands forwards on the exhale, and we'll start to press the chest down towards the ground. As you inhale, start to move back up and then walk your hands just underneath the shoulders. Taking care to place your hands. On the exhale, we'll tuck the toes and we'll start to lift the hips up, downward facing dog. On the inhale, lift your heels and lower the knees all the way back down towards the ground. So we'll do that again. So exhale, walk forwards with your hands, start to press down through your chest. As you inhale, start to make your way back up. So walk your hands underneath your shoulders. As you exhale, we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. And on the inhale, lift your heels and lower the knees back down. So we'll do this one more time. So again, on the exhale, we'll start to walk it forward, press it down. As you inhale, come back up, walk the hands in. Exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips. Inhale, lift the heels and lower the knees back down. Okay, from there, we're going to, again, pull your belly in, make sure you feel nice and balanced. And as you inhale, you're going to extend your right leg behind you. So just stretch out, toes pointing down. On your next inhale, we're just going to bend the knee here. So we're going to flex your foot. We're coming into what's called a lion's pose. So we're going to push up through your foot so you flex it. And try and lift a little bit through your chest as well. So we're kind of coming into kind of a cat-cow variation. And then on the exhale, we're going to draw the knee in towards your chest. So we're going to round in and pull the knee all the way in. So we'll do that again. Again, start to lift up, push up through your heel, lifting up on that inhale. As you exhale, draw the knee in, round through your back. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So again, inhale, start to lift up, lift your chest a little. On the exhale, we'll pull the knee in, but we're going to keep the knee in towards your chest now. So start to use your core and lift your belly and lift the knee so it's rising up a little bit more towards your chest. Take one more breath and then step your right foot towards the top of your mat. So take your time, place your hands, maybe slide the left leg back a little bit, knee over the ankle on the front leg. As you inhale, we'll lift the chest up. So we're just going to lift the upper body and relax the arms down. And we're coming in into like your fingers behind your back. So just a gentle bringing together of the fingers. Start to maybe draw the shoulder blades together at the back and open your chest up. And if it feels okay, you could start to move back a little bit. Maybe look up and maybe take your hands away from your back. Just see how that feels. Again, if it doesn't feel that right, then back off a little bit. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Slowly releasing your hands. And then we'll take your hands back down towards the ground. From there, we'll tuck the toes under on that left knee. So lift the left knee up off the ground. Step back to a plank position. And then from there, lower your knees to the ground. Otherwise, we're going to bend the elbows, lower all the way down on the exhale. And on the inhale, draw your shoulders back and lift the chest, that little cobra. As you exhale, we're making our way back to down dog. So you could lower down first. You could always push up onto your knees first. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips. Just whatever feels best to you. And just take a moment when you get there, just making sure your position feels right. If you still want to move a little bit, then do that. Try and push up and out of the shoulders and lift the belly and lift the hips. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, we're going to step your right foot up towards the top. So same foot again, step it towards the top of your mat. And again, when you get there this time, you could still lower your back knee down. So that is an option. Otherwise, we'll keep the back knee lifted off the ground. And again, we're going to lift the chest up. Again, belly pulls in. Try and align your shoulders over your hips, let the hips sink down. And maybe you reach up with the arms. And remember, you always have the option of having that back knee on the ground and doing it there. So just work with what feels right to you. Now we're going to come in for Garadasana Arms. So we're going to stretch the arms out to the sides. And your left arm is going to wrap under your right. So you might take just your shoulders here. Maybe you take a wrap, so you take hold of the other forearm or maybe the other hand. Again, just see how that feels. Maybe start to lift your elbows a little bit and gently move the wrists so they're more in line with your elbows. Okay, we'll take one more breath. Slowly start to unravel your arms, and then we'll just reach back up with the arms for a breath here. When you're ready, release your hands back down towards the ground. So if you've got your back knee on the ground, lift it up, and then we'll step back downward facing dog again. So just take your time moving back. When you get there, you might want to move a little bit. You might just want to stay still and stretch your legs a little bit. It's whatever feels right to you. Okay, when you're ready, on your next inhale, lift the heels up, just lower your knees back down towards the ground. So coming back into that all fours position. So again, draw your belly in. As you inhale, we'll extend through your left leg. So again, the toes point down, belly pulls in. And then when you're ready, on your next inhale, we'll start to bend the legs, so flexing into that foot. And then if you can, start to push the foot up and lift your chest forwards and up. On the exhale, we'll draw the knee in and round through the upper back and shoulders as you hug that knee into your chest. Do that again, so inhale, pushing up, lifting up through your chest a little bit. On that exhale, pulling the knee in. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So again, take your own time moving through it, lift up. And draw the knee in. As you draw the knee in again, we're going to hold it in here. So again, hugging the belly in, hugging the knee up. Okay, when you're ready, we'll step your left foot towards the top of your mat. So again, aligning your knee and your ankle, maybe sliding your right leg back. Start to lift your chest. So pull the belly in, lift up, relax the shoulders. So when you get there, we'll take the hands behind the back again. You might want to change your grip a little bit, so you can move one finger up. And maybe you just stay here. Maybe you start to draw the shoulder blades together, lift the chest. Maybe you look up, maybe you move your hands away from your back. If it makes you feel off balance, then, why would you? Just do what feels like the right thing for you. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Slowly release, so release the hands and then take them down towards the ground. So again, from there, we'll tuck the toes and lift through your back knee. And we'll step back to plank. So when you get to plank again, lower your knees towards the ground if you like. As you inhale, maybe just lower down. Again, maybe all the way to the ground. And on the exhale, we'll start to move up. So that little cobra, draw the shoulders back, lift through your chest. Good. On the exhale, we'll make our way back, downward facing dog. So take your time, move in your own way, come into down dog. And again, any little movements, you might just want to move the head a little bit. You might want to stay perfectly still. So from here, we'll again step your left foot to the front this time. So look where you're going, step it through. Again, when you get there, please feel free to lower that back knee down towards the ground. Otherwise, we'll start to lift the chest up. So we'll draw the belly in. Good, relax the shoulders, drop the hips. And then maybe reach up with your arms again. Again, the shoulders drop down the spine. The shoulders move away from the ears, so we try not to kind of bring them up towards them. And then we'll take that little Garadasana Arms again. So we'll stretch the arms out to the side, and we'll take that right arm underneath the left. So again, if you want to, you can take hold of your shoulders, whatever suits you. Start to lift a little bit through your elbows and maybe move the hands forwards a little bit. And you're in charge of the sensation here, so you can make it a deeper sensation by squeezing it in a little bit more. You can make it less by relaxing it a little bit. Okay, we'll take one more in here. We'll slowly start to release your arms, reach them up just for a breath here. And then when you're ready, release the hands all the way back to the ground. So if you do your back knee on the ground, then lift it up. And then we'll step back, downward facing dog. And from here, we're just going to move into our standing posture. So we're going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. So we're moving into warrior one. So as you do that, spin the heel of the back leg and just make your way up into that warrior one position. So again, reaching with your hands, shoulders and hips round towards the front. Just take your time with it. And adjust your feet and legs if you need to. So turning the toes round. Sink into it. And only reach up if it feels right. Okay, so from here, we are going to make our way into Garadasana Arms again. So we're going to stretch the arms out to the side. So we'll take your left arm underneath your right, and again, adjust it to whatever feels right to you. Just come back into it. Now from here, we are going to move through this. So if you prefer just to stay still, then absolutely do that. So as you inhale, we're going to start to lift the arms up a little bit. And again, you just need to adjust this to your position. If you want to, you could look up as well. And then on the exhale, we're going to fold forwards towards your legs. So we're just taking our time, moving in. So we'll do that again. So inhale, coming up, reaching up, maybe going back a little bit. And on that exhale, just slowly folding in. Okay, we'll do this one more time. So again, inhale coming up. And on that exhale, hold. Now this time on the inhale, we'll come up, but we'll not go back. So you're just coming up to kind of more kind of neutral position. And then from here, you're going to release your arms and we'll just reach them up just for a breath. And then take your hands and we're going to interlink your fingers behind your back. So we're going to come in for humble warrior today. So again, draw the shoulders back and lift your chest. Start to fold in towards your leg again. And again, just take it to where you can. So you might just hover above it. You might bring your chest or your belly down. You might take your shoulder down towards that front knee. And then maybe you lift the arms over. Allow the head to relax. Again, feel free to move out of it or adjust it if you need to. Start to think about your right hip. So start to squeeze your right glute and pull it over so it's pointing more towards your left heel. So sometimes that right hip kind of pulls out to the side a little bit. So draw it back in towards the center. Working strongly into the hips today. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll start to move up. So pull your belly in. Start to rise up. So maybe keep your hands behind your back if you can. And then release the hands and reach them up for a breath. On the exhale, we're going to open up to warrior two. So take your time moving into warrior two. Start to feel the hips now opening a little bit more. So pulling back a little bit in that right knee, drawing back a little bit on the left hip. And maybe look along your front hand. So when we have kind of unresolved conflict in our bodies, it kind of shows up as kind of tightness and tension. And a lot of the time, especially with women, it actually appears in our hips, which is why we're doing quite a lot of hip work today. So one famous Iyengar teacher said the issues are in the tissues. So we have to kind of work that out. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. We'll start to slowly straighten your front leg. So without locking it out, and we'll move into Trikonasana. So just lengthening forward, releasing your right hand down. So towards the leg, towards the block, to the floor. Maybe reach straight up with your top hand. And again, trying not let the hip drop out. So often we let the right hip drop out so we can get down further. But think about squeezing the glute and pulling it over towards that left heel. So just exactly as you did on that humble warrior. Good. Don't worry about where you're going with it. It's a matter if you get down to the ground. And think about lengthening the bottom side waist. And that top hand can bend behind your back. So you don't have to have it reaching up. You don't have to look towards it. Just take it to where it feels right to you. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly and carefully rise back up again. And then we'll just re-bend that front leg. So just through that front knee again. Okay, release both hands down towards the ground. As you do that, turning the toes of your back leg, move into that lunge. Now from here, we're going to step back to plank position again. But this time, we're going to lower all the way to the ground. We're going to stay there, so knees down or knees up, and slowly lower yourself all the way down. So when you get there, release your toes and bring your arms down. Maybe drop your head down and just see how that feels. So in a forgiveness practice, it doesn't mean to say that we're forgetting things or condoning them in any way. It's really just to you know, it is a very kind of generous thing to do, is to forgive someone. So John F. Kennedy said, forgive your enemies, but never forget their names. Okay, we're going to come into bow pose here. So again, just adjust this to suit you. You could keep your arms crossed, your head down, and just bending into your knees. And you might just stay here and just maybe squeeze through your glutes and lift your thighs a little bit off the ground. If you want a little bit more, reaching the hands back, so towards your feet, so you can lift your chest up as you lift your legs. Or maybe you take hold of your feet or your ankles. As you do that, try before you come up just to gently draw the inner thighs towards one another. And then as you inhale, push through your feet into your hands, lift your chest. Breathing deeply. And one more breath if you can. And then just slowly release everything all the way back down. So you can bring your arms around, you can drop your head down. Just relax there for a moment. Okay, we'll start to make our way up and then do the other side. So take your time, use your hands and press yourself up to all fours. And when you get to all fours, maybe take a moment there and just gently move your hips a little bit side to side. So a little kind of tightness or circling, whatever you want to do. So we'll start to make our way back up to that downward dog. So we'll spread the hands, tuck the toes, and lift your hips up. Again, even when you get there, if you want to make any little movements, then please feel free to do that. Okay, from here, we'll step your left foot now up towards the top of your mat, so take your time. So again, we're coming into warrior one, so we'll spin the heel of the back leg, we'll start to rise up. Good. Again, adjusting your feet and your legs, maybe start to reach the arms up. Just see how it all goes and move into it in your own way. And it might mean that you move into it gradually, so not in a kind of rushed way, but in a considered way. Okay, when you're ready, we'll come in for these Garadasana arms. So we'll stretch the hands out towards the side. We'll take your right arm underneath your left this time. So again, any variation of that Garadasana. Lifting your elbows maybe a little bit, drawing the belly in, and keep your balance through your feet. So we're not moving forwards really through our feet or our legs. It's just the upper body. So when you're ready, we'll move through it, or you can stay there. So as you inhale, start to lift up a little bit, maybe looking up. On the exhale, start to fold towards your legs. So take your time. We'll do that again. So inhale, start to rise back up again. So just moving at your own speed. Think about your own breath. On that exhale, slowly lowering down. Okay, we'll do that again. So inhale up. And exhale, lower. Okay, when you come up this time, again, on the inhale, we'll come up, but not all the way up. So we're not going all the way high. And then from there, we'll start to release your arms. So maybe reach them up just for a moment, just to get that circulation going. Release your hands, take them behind your back. Again, maybe move your grip a little bit, so one finger moves up a little. So draw the shoulders back, open your chest, start to move in. So humble warrior, again, moving to your own depth, releasing the head and lifting the arms if you can. Again, think about that left hip and start to squeeze the glute so it moves more over towards the right heel. Feel that pulling in towards the center of your body. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Start to move up. So again, draw your belly and take your time as you come up. So try not to rush it, but move through it slowly. Good. Release your hands. Reach back up. So just for one breath. And then start to open up into warrior two again. Again, adjusting your feet, adjusting your legs. Moving into it in your own way. Maybe changing your gaze so it's all on your front hand. Watch that front knee. So really keep an eye on it and draw it back if it kind of fold in a little bit. Okay, from here, we'll move to Trikonasana. So slowly start to straighten through your front leg a little bit. Start to lengthen over that leg. And if you feel you need to hop your back foot, and then do that as well. So reaching just to where it feels right, so that block the side of your leg, and lengthen the bottom sideways. So the top sideways, you might have to come up a little bit so you can lengthen further away. So it's not a question of getting down, but it's a question of stretching and creating space through your side body. Again, squeeze that left glute and try and squeeze it over towards that right hip. So in Trikonasana, there's actually an external rotation of the front leg. So it turns out slightly. It's not completely kind of facing up towards the ceiling with the thigh, but there's a little turn out. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll start to move back up again. So take your time lifting back up and then slowly re-bend that front leg. Okay, from there, we'll release the hands down towards your mat, turning on the toes of your back leg once more. From there, we'll step to plank. Again, we are going to lower all the way down, so knees down first if you like, and then just slowly bend your elbows. Lower yourself back down. Again, relax here. So relax your feet, bring your arms round, drop your head down. And rest, you deserve it. You know you're working hard, so you deserve to take a rest. So when you're ready, we'll come back and we're going to do one more round of bow. If you prefer just to rest here, then please do that instead. Otherwise, keep your arms here, maybe bend your legs. Maybe reach your hands back towards your feet and lift your chest and lift your thighs, or maybe take hold of your feet. Again, before you come up, just gently squeeze the inner thighs, press your feet into your hands, lift your chest, lift the legs, breathe. Okay, when you're ready, slowly and carefully release everything down. Bring your arms back round. Lower your head and rest. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to make our way slowly back up. So use the hands again underneath your shoulders. Start to press yourself up. So again, just to that all fours position. Come in and move a little bit if you'd like. And then from there, we're going to take a wide leg child's pose. So we're going to widen your knees, so all the way out to the edges of your mat if you can. Bring your feet together and then start to press your hips back towards your heels. Now you can have your arms out in front of you or cross your arms over. If you want to, we're going to bring the palms of your hands together. And then we're going to bring the hands over so that the thumbs kind of touch the nape of your neck. So we rest the head down and the thumbs come over. So this gives us a little stretch through the back of the arms. So if you want a little bit more, walk your elbows in towards your head. And then start to walk your elbows out, so kind of away from your head. So out to the front. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly release that. So bring your arms back over again. Start to make your way up. So use your hands. Walk yourself back to an all fours position. So just take your time moving into that again. And then from there, we'll tuck the toes and we'll lift the hips to downward facing dog.
And from here, we're going to walk our hands just back towards your feet. So take your time walking them back. When you get there, separate your feet so they're about hip distance. And today we're just going to bend the knees really quite a lot and just rest your upper body on your legs. So just take that to where it feels right to you. Just resting there. When you're ready, we'll move back up. So draw your belly in. Start to slowly bring yourself back up again. So take your time, kind of unraveling. Maybe if you like, you could reach up with your arms and then just bring the palms towards your heart. Okay, so we are going to do Garadasana as our balance today. So please feel free to use them all. You can also use a block. So if you want to, you can use that to rest your foot on. You can also just do your arms rather than doing, or your legs, sorry, rather than doing your arms and your legs. So just see how that feels. We've done quite a lot of the arms anyway, so it's not a big miss. So if you're using the block, have it to the right, the side of your right foot, and we'll spread your right foot. We'll bend the knee on the right leg, and we'll draw the belly in. So your left leg is just going to lift up, and we're just going to wrap the thigh over the thigh. And if you want to, you could then just place your foot onto the block to the right side of you. Okay, if you wanted a little bit more, then taking that left foot and hooking it behind the back of the right leg. But again, just see how that all goes and feels. Just watch that that doesn't then draw your hips round and your knee round, so make sure it's back towards the middle. And then once you're there, you might just sink your hips a little bit, so bending into that right leg, and just bring your palms towards the centre. Then you might just hang about there and breathe, find your gaze, and stay there. If you want to, you could add the arms. So we'll stretch the arms out, and your right arm is going to go underneath your left. So again, you might take hold of your shoulders, maybe you come in for that wrap once or twice. And as the hips sink, the elbows lift a little bit, just gently, but they lift. And if you're in advanced yoga, you could maybe lift the corners of your mouth as well. Okay, we'll take one more breath. We'll slowly start to unravel, so just in your own way. But we'll bring the feet back together and the hands meet your heart. Maybe close your eyes just for a moment. Okay, we'll give it a shot on the other side. We'll see how it feels. So if you're using the block, then just move it towards the left side and start with your feet hip distance apart again, so not too close together. So again, we'll stand on that left leg, spread your toes, bending into the knee, draw the belly in. Maybe just lift the leg and wrap your thigh over your thigh. And you might not place it on the block, you might want to place it on the floor, it doesn't matter. Or maybe you take that right foot and hook it behind the back of your left calf. Again, draw the hips towards the center, sink into it a little bit. You just bring your hands towards the center of your chest. And you might just stay there. So find your breath. And then if you want a little bit more, maybe stretch the arms out, taking that left arm under right, so again to any degree. And as you come in, maybe start to sink the hips a little bit more and lift the elbows a little bit more. You'll take one more big inhale. When you're ready, slowly and carefully start to unravel. Bring your feet and your hands back together. Close your eyes. And forgive yourself for wobbling, or maybe just for gloating because you didn't wobble. When you're ready, we'll release the hands. We'll open the eyes. We'll move back down towards the bottom of your mat again. So just take your time. We're just going to make our way down towards the ground. So again, the feet together or separate. Relax your shoulders. As you inhale, we'll reach up with the arms again. So we're taking a little back bend here. On the exhale, just folding towards your legs. So take your time bending into your knees as much as you need to. As you inhale here, lengthen forward, so stretch through your spine. On the exhale, just fold back in towards your legs, so give them another little stretch. On the inhale, we'll take the hands out. We're just going to walk out to downward facing dog here. So just take your time walking yourself out. And when you get there, you could separate your feet a little bit. Come into that down dog. Okay, from here, we'll lift both heels up. We'll just lower your knees down towards the ground. So we'll come back into that wide leg child's pose once more. So widen your knees, feet together, start to sink in. And when we do this time, just totally relax your arms, relax your head down. Okay, when you're ready, we'll make our way up. We're just going to come up to sitting now. So just taking your time, ice yourself up. And we're just going to sit round towards the front. So sticking with the hips, we're going to come in for Gomukhasana. So you can do Gomukhasana or you can do a half Gomukhasana. I'll teach both of them. You can just decide which one suits you. So we're going to keep your right leg straight. We're going to bend in through your left leg. And we're going to take that foot over the top. So for half Gomukhasana, we keep your right leg straight. And then the left leg, we just kind of try and stack the knees as best we can. So don't worry if your knee's quite high, it doesn't really matter, but try and stack it on top of that right one. And we're going to fold forward, so you could reach your arms up and then fold in. You could use a strap here if you've got one. You could place your hands on the floor, onto your leg, maybe onto your foot, doesn't really matter. And if you want to, you could also bend your right leg in. So we come in for Gomukhasana legs. So we're just crossing both of your legs over. Again, if that is not a suitable position for you, then you're going to stay with the half Gomukhasana. And again, if you're in Gomukhasana, you can fold forwards as well. Again, see how it feels. Move into what feels best to you. And try and rest there. And although as you rest, it is a really challenging posture. So you feel like a lot of sensation going on. So you just have to decide, is that sensation actually bearable or is it not? And if it's not, then you need to get out of there. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. So take your time moving out of it. And then slowly release your legs. So bring your legs towards the front. So if you're in half or if you're in that fuller version of it. So we'll come in, we'll try the other side. So sitting up onto your sit bones, left leg straight, foot flex. Bend your right leg and take it up and over. So again, we're trying to stack that right knee over the top of the left knee. And if it's really high, don't worry about it. And sometimes with your right foot here, you'll have to kind of pull it in. So you pull it more up towards that left thigh, the outer left thigh. And if you want to, you could fold forwards from here. So just coming into it, maybe you take that left leg and fold it in as well. So again, it's just really up to you. And maybe you want to fold forwards, maybe you want to stay upright. But really just your posture. Move into it in your own way. And make sure it feels bearable. Okay. And feel that you're getting a stretch. And if you're not, then just come out of it and just adjust it. So if you want to do something else instead, you can come in for Janusharasana. You know, any variation on it. The reason we do this one is it gives us a really strong stretch through the outer hip. So again, if you don't feel it there, then adjust your position. If you do the single-legged variation, the outer hip on the left side is where you should feel it. You might feel it on the right as well. Okay, we'll make our way back up. So just taking your time, coming out a bit slowly. Release your legs. Maybe give them a little shake. And we'll come in for Paschimottanasana, so our forward fold. So again, if you want to, you can bend your knees here. You can use a strap. You can sit on a block if that helps you. And then if it helps you to lift up, we'll reach up on the inhale and just fold forwards on the exhale. And again, wherever your hands reach, so the floor, your legs, your ankles, your feet. And if you were doing the drishti practice with me last week, remember that we're looking at our toes. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly release that. So just taking your time to move back out of it. Okay, we're going to make our way down onto your back. You're going to do Gomukhasana again, but in a reclined version. So again, you can just modify this as you need to. I'll show you how to do that. But we'll make our way down onto your back. As you come in, we're going to keep our feet flat on the floor, so the knees are bent here. Try and just make sure you're pretty centered when you get onto your mat. And we'll keep your left foot on the ground. We're going to lift your right foot up and we're going to cross at the top of the thigh. So the thigh crosses over the top of the left thigh. It's kind of a bit like when we do Garadasana with our legs. And then we're going to lift your left foot off the ground. So you're pulling your knees in towards you. So that might be enough, just that effort of kind of drawing your knees in. You could just stay there. If you can, you could take hold of your feet. So it's kind of opposite hand to foot. And then we draw the feet towards the body a little bit more. So we get more of a stretch through the hips. If you want to and you can't reach your feet, you could use your legs, or you could use your knees, or you could just not do anything and just relax there with the knees in, or with even with your foot on the ground if you want. Okay, we'll slowly release that. So releasing your feet, releasing that left foot back down towards the ground, uncross your legs, and then just use your feet to pick your hips up and place them back down so they're kind of nice and even. So we'll do that on the other side. So right foot on the ground, left leg lifts, that big high cross of the thighs. And then from there, lift your feet up off the ground. So pull your knees in towards you. So again, you might just stay here. You might grab hold of your feet, drawing the feet in, maybe take hold of your legs. Try and relax the upper body still. So in an effort to grab our feet, sometimes we create a lot of tension in the head or the neck. So try and relax that. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release your legs. Get your feet back on the ground again, separate them, and maybe use your feet to lift the hips and resettle them down. So we're coming for a little twist here. So just feet hip distance, maybe stretch your arms out to the side if you like. And as you inhale, just drop the legs just over towards one side, and then just slowly turn the head and maybe look along the other side. When you're ready, inhale back towards the center. And as you exhale, just take the legs the other way, maybe turn your head. Inhale back towards the middle. And then when you're ready, you could draw your knees in towards your chest once more. So maybe keeping your knees wide and just start to circle round in one direction. And then just move the other way. Well done. Okay, we are going to move into Shavasana next. So if you do want to put socks or jumper or anything on that will help you to keep you warm, then do that. Just taking your time coming in. Start to maybe notice your breath once again. Allowing your body to just rest. I'm going to read you a little poem today. Hope you like it. Heartaches will never last, nor will they forever stay. Sorrow shall be replaced by delight each passing day. Once in a little while, human hearts may break and bleed. It happens to anyone to call on the Lord and plead. Colours of life are not just lucid and bright, but also dark, blue and grey, to even the day and night. Pain and hopelessness are only in someone's mind. They may be wiped out. Better leave them both behind. No one else can cure but you and yourself alone. Fervent devotional prayers take you away from cry zone. Smile the sweetest smile, and the whole wide world smiles too. Cry the saddest moan, you shall find it's only you. Getting out of the blue is easier said than done, but with God on your side, impossible thing is none. Forgiveness from the heart, forgetting things of the past. You shall now realize that heartaches will never last. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale through your nose and then just sigh it out your mouth. Just do that again, just deeply inhaling and then let it go. And then we'll start to move a little bit, so through your fingers and through your toes, maybe taking your arms and stretching them overhead. When you bring your arms back over, maybe start to bend your knees. So either feet on the ground or knees towards your chest, just moving a little bit side to side. And if you'd like to roll over onto your side, you can do that. Otherwise, we'll just begin to make our way up. So there's no rush at all, just take your own time. And when you come up to sitting, just find a comfortable seat. Bring the palms together, just in front of your heart. Just leaving a little gap just to signify an openness in your heart. So thank you so much for coming on and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed the forgiveness practice that we did. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. Well done. I'll just stop this recording and then you can unmute yourself.